Hi, my name is Brooke Haggerty. Welcome to today's episode of For the Love of Food. Holiday season in my household means one thing: stuffing. And not just regular stuffing, although we do that as well. Oyster stuffing. Here, we're on the East Coast here, the heart of Maryland. Fantastic local oysters. Oyster stuffing, a staple in my family when I was growing up. I'm actually doing this my sister's recipe. I've modified it a little bit, but I want to thank you a lot, Candy, for sharing it with me because she's never shared it with anybody before. So very, very excited to do this and to do it on camera and share it with all of you today. Oyster lovers, non-oyster lovers, stuffing lovers, non-stuffing lovers, trust me, this is one for the books. And simple, simple, simple. We're starting off with breadcrumbs. I took potato bread and I cubed it and I set it out overnight so that we get a little bit dry, not too much. So as you can see, this is nice and soft, but you just wanted a little bit of that moisture out of it because we're going to be adding a lot of moisture into it. So there I've got my breadcrumbs. Again, I use potato bread here. Love potato bread, that nice sweetness that's going to go with the awesome sweetness of the oysters. We're going to have hard-boiled eggs in here. We've got some vegetable stock or chicken stock. You can use either one. Saltine crackers to top it off with. And all in between, we're going to have some beautiful fresh rosemary, my favorite lemon pepper, and just a little tiny bit of truffle salt. We just want to add a little earthiness to go with this beautiful seafaring stuffing that we're doing today. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to crack open my oysters. Yum, 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 yum. And I'm going to keep the juice in. I bought jarred oysters, freshly shucked, at my local grocery store. They're all over the place. And I kept my oysters whole. I love to bite into the oyster. I'm going to get this mixed up in here. This recipe too, not really anything to measure. You sort of want to take it to your desired texture, your desired, your desired texture. If you want a meatier tasting stuffing, if you want something that's a little looser, so loose, firm, you decide. I'm going to add another thing of oysters in here. Oh my gosh. They're so big and gorgeous. And that oyster juice, oyster liqueur as it's called, the oyster liquor is fantastic. The oysters have their own natural saltiness to them. So we don't need to add a lot of salt to this. But again, I like the earthiness of the truffle salt, as I've told you all so many times before. So we're putting that down there so it's mixing up nice and good. I'm going to add about a half a cup of this vegetable stock. Again, you can use chicken stock if you like. I like to use the vegetable stock. This is an organic vegetable stock that I've bought. You can also make your own vegetable stock if you like. But this is a nice, I keep it in my cabinet, pull it out as I need it. Once you open the box, it comes in a box. Once you open it, store it right back here in your refrigerator, and you're good for about a month on that. So look at this. You see this? We've got beautiful mixing in there with your bread. I think I'm going to add a little bit more breadcrumbs in there. I might even add a little bit more stock to this. We'll see. I think I want to make a big, huge batch of this because my family just loves oyster stuffing, as I've said. Okay, so let me put this over here. I'm going to add a little bit of my favorite lemon pepper. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, so I'm going to add some fresh rosemary. I'm just going to take it right here off the stem. Just pull it off as we've done so many times before on For the Love of Food. Pull that right off. We're just going to give it a nice rough chop. Oh, this rosemary smells so good. Nice rough chop on there. Right in. I think that's going to be good on there. I'm going to mix this up a little bit more. Now, the toughest part, oh, look at that little soldier got away. The toughest part about this recipe, I'm going to be honest with you, is the eggs. Because you want to use a hard-boiled egg, but not a super hard-boiled egg. So you want to sort of in between soft boiled and hard boiled. What I did with these eggs is I actually put them in cold water, brought the water up, put the eggs in, brought the water up to a boil, turned the heat off, put a lid on it for about 6.5 minutes. And then I came out with this nice egg. Now, I didn't do the greatest job peeling, and I apologize for that, but you'll see how nice and soft. See how, if you look in there, you see how the egg has got a nice little bit of a soft center. We're just going to do a rough chop here. We're going to add a few eggs in here. I love eggs. Again, if you like eggs, put more in by all means. This is not rocket science. This is food, and food is subjective. Food is what you want it to be. Well, I want my food to have lots of eggy flavor in it. Lots of rosemary. Lots of that amazing oysters. Let me put one more egg in there. Ooh, this one's nice and gooey. Oh, yeah. Terrific there. Let's see what that looks like all mixed together. Oh. I wish you could smell the rosemary coming out of this right now. That's absolutely fantastic. My sister's probably calling me sacrilegious because she never puts rosemary in there. But I'm going to do something else that my sister doesn't normally do. Let me wipe my hands real quick. Okay, so look at that. That's nice and gooey in there. I've got the rosemary in there. But I'm going to add something else, a little something extra to this recipe today. Candy, don't be mad at me. But you know, when I eat oysters, I love a little bit of hot sauce on them. So I've got a little bit of hot sauce here. I'm just going to put a couple of dashes in there. There we go. A couple of dashes of hot sauce in there. Boy, is that going to set this a little bit different. And I'm very, very excited about that. Oh, very, very nice. Then we're going to do the lemon. I always do lemon on my oysters too. So we're going to put a little bit more lemon pepper in there. A tad bit more of truffle salt. Look at that, soaking that all in there with the eggs. Terrific. Now I've got my casserole dish all set. My oven has been preheating to anywhere between 350 and 400 degrees. I've got mine set on 400 degrees today because I'm not going to be really patient with this. We don't really need to spray because we've got enough liquid in here. This is going to be wonderful. Wonderful. We're going to slide this right in to our baking dish. Oh, look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. We're going to top it with a tried and true favorite, saltine crackers. Who doesn't like a good cracker with a lot of salt on it? That's going to make a nice crust on top of there for us. And I'm just going to hand crumble these right on there. We're going to pop it in our oven for about at 350 to 400 degrees for about 30 minutes. And it's going to come out and it's going to be delicious. And see, just taking my hands. If you want more crust on top, put more crust on top. I'm going to use about a half a pack. Yum. A little color on there. And into the oven we go for about 30 minutes. Okay, so my oyster stuffing has been in the oven for about 20 minutes now on 400 degrees. I know I said between 350 and 400, but I just couldn't wait. So I put it up to 400 degrees. I get about 20 minutes. Now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to prepare a little garnish. Just going to do a little rosemary again. Just complement what we already have in there. Just going to add a little color to our top. And you'll notice while the oyster stuffing was in, I went ahead, I did all my dishes. So that makes me feel really, really good. I love having my dishes done before I sit down to mealtime, especially on the holidays. This is a great recipe too if you want to do it as a make-ahead recipe. That way you're spending more time with your guests. Make it the day before, even 2 days before. All those flavors will infuse together. You put it in your refrigerator in the casserole dish that you want to use. Pull it out about an hour before you want to cook it because you want it to come up to a little bit below room temperature. You never want to go from directly cold to directly hot. Have your oven preheated. Pop it in with the rest of your holiday fare. Pull it out, and it's going to be amazing. So let me go ahead and reach in here, pull this out. I am so excited. I've been peeking at it with the light on. My light's on in there now. Oh, it's bubbling on the sides. My crackers are on top. They're still nice and crisp, but not overly browned, which is perfect because they're going to mix in there, and that's going to give us a little bit of crunch factor going in. Oh, oh my goodness, this is beautiful. Look at that. You can see it bubbling right there. Oh, let me get my oven closed. Sprinkle this with a little bit of fresh rosemary on there. Oh, I'm so excited about this. So very excited. I don't need to add any salt because remember, I've already got the saltines and I've already put a little bit of truffle salt in there. So the saltine crackers are going to add a little salt there, but I'm going to put a little bit more pepper on there. Let me grab a big serving spoon. Actually, I got a ladle right here. I'm going to grab my big ladle. I'm going to put it right in here. Oh, look at that. Those oysters are nice and plump. Oh, my eggs. Look how gorgeous that is. I might have put too many oysters in here. I don't know if there's such a thing as too many oysters, but some people might think that. You can always add extra breading if you want. I'm going to dig in and see how beautiful this is. That egg. The crunch from the saltine. A little hit of the hot sauce. I put in there the rosemary. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have one more bite, but before I go, my name is Brooke Haggerty. I'm the Food Chick. Thanks for joining me today with oyster stuffing on For the Love of Food.